Hi everyone, this is Dee with the Paper Drawer. I want to show you the last grunge junk journal that I'm going to make for a while. It's very similar to the last one. The size is the same. I'll measure from the back because there's a lot of stuff hanging out. It's about 5 1/4 tall, and it's about 4 inches wide. That's just an estimate because, like I said, there's a lot of stuff hanging out of it. So this is the journal. I'll list it in my Etsy shop, hopefully right after I film this. So it has the snippets that I made, and then corrugated cheesecloth, some crocheted, and then I machine stitched around the illustration. Kind of a thick page, again, because I put the old quilt on the back side of, or the first page. So just a doily. I did some hand stitching. I really like how that kind of watermark turned out. Some grunge paper that I made. And then I just stapled the paper on. I stapled this little bit of fabric on. I want to show you this fabric. It was sent to me, and I love it. So I wanted to somehow use it. So I used it inside the spine area, so to speak. So here's another page with the grunge paper, more of the fabric, and then just some vintage old buttons that I have. I have a lot of these. And here's another little vintage button at the bottom. Just kind of hangs on the edge. Here's the next page. This is just an old vintage, looks like one of those belt loop things. This is more of that fabric, and what I did was I just kind of put some of the Stabilo pencil over it, cheesecloth. And then here's another little piece of corrugated board, scribbled. This is an old pen, my grunge paper. I love that illustration. And then here's more of that cloth I put in between, and I put a little bit of cheesecloth in there. And then here's this page. This is part of a Tim Holtz frame. I kind of like that, and I just cut it, and I wanted to use part of it. I like how that turned out. And then I just stitched the button. I did a little bit of hand stitching on the cheesecloth, just a tiny bit. I stapled these buttons on, that's on cheesecloth. And then here's some more of that fabric, stapled that on also. And then excuse me, I went ahead and glued this one on. This is more of that fabric that was sent to me, and then I just did some hand stitching on it to fold it over. So I like how that page turned out. This is probably my favorite illustration. I put some of my snippet behind it. Here's more of that cloth in the spine area, and I just stitched around the illustration, then I glued it on. And then more vintage buttons. Here's the other side of that cloth. I did coffee dye the cloth, and it dyed really well. So I like how this page turned out. And here's the last page. I used part of the denim pocket. This is a pocket. I didn't put anything in it. It's a pretty tight pocket, so I don't even kind of worry about that. Just some old Battenberg lace and little trim, little doily, and it has a little clear glass vintage button on the top. And then here's the back. This is my snippet. Got all this string hanging down. So this is going to go into my shop. So I'll try and get that listed after I do this video. But that's that. What I want to share with you is something that was sent to me, and it's beautiful. Donna from Past and Pages made these, and she sent me a pack of them, and I absolutely love them. I want to try and do a journal with a lot of these. She hopes to get some in her shops. And her shop, of course, is the same as her channel, Past and Pages. So keep an eye on that. And I just want to go through this with you quickly. These were done with acrylic paint. So I'm assuming she diluted quite heavily the paint. And then she, I'm assuming again, crumpled the fabric. I don't know how she did it. It's something I wouldn't do, so I would purchase it from her. But look at how great these are. This is coffee dyed. This is the other side with the print. And this is the side that shows a little bit more coffee dyed. So that's a really pretty piece of fabric. This one I also coffee dyed. It's a little more muted with the colors. This is another piece of something else that I had. But here's another one. She's got some great results. So keep an eye on her shop, because I think she's going to do packets of these. They're really pretty. She's done a great job on these. Look at this one. Love that. Love how that turned out. Here's a big piece of gray fabric. I actually used this in that Arthur Rackham journal. Look at this one. This one's really nice. Just kind of a random pattern. That, you know, there's no control on it. So here's another one. She's done some cheesecloth also. Here's this one. Here's her cheesecloth. And again, I believe it's done with acrylic paint. And the fabric's really, really soft. I mean, it's not stiff at all. So she's got some good results there. So here's more cheesecloth. And then look at this one. I love this one. I started splattering coffee. And it, like I said, it takes it really well. Even though it's acrylic paint, it does not, the paint doesn't run or do anything, but it takes coffee dyeing really well. So these are just awesome pieces. That would be a great page. So pretty. And then here's just a strip of the gray. I was going to use this as a tie for this. It doesn't really need a tie, but I love this, the results that she got on this fabric. But anyway, I might include a piece of these fabrics along with this journal. But anyway, so that's that. Again, I'll link Donna's shop and her channel below. But she does some awesome stuff. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.